In a world of versatile blasters, enter the Multitool. It's another pump action springer. However, it is one of the most versatile blasters possible. It is a mix between the SBL by Gavin Fuzzy and the Talon Claw by Captain Slug. It's a design, an original design by DoughtinatorDesigns in the UK. It is kind of a mix between Talon Claw. You can see it's got kind of that sci-fi feel, but it's skinnier and more sleek like the SBL. It is also very configurable like a multi-tool or pocket knife or Swiss Army knife. It has Picatinny on the pump shuttle, but it also has the option of bolt action, also spring power or string power. Like a lot of blasters that are designed to do a lot of things, like the XC, which could do mega, rival, full length, and short darts, the multi-tool can be configured in a lot of different ways to shoot all sorts of different dart types and different styles. We've got different shroud options, different barrel options. You've got a standard skinny pusher to reload the magazine when the bolt is closed. It's compatible with regular Talon style magazines. It has a pre-tensioner that's an adjustable spring power and also a quick spring swap. So unlike the SBL, you can easily put a spring in and out. It's almost easier than a Talon Claw because you just screw a screw instead of popping the pins. With the tensioner, because of how much length you have, you also can adjust your FPS almost plus or minus 50 FPS with the same spring. So if you want higher power, you can just tighten it down all the way. If you want lesser power, then you can unscrew it without having to actually switch your spring. But of course, if you wanted to, you could always swap your spring like a normal build, which is a really cool feature because springs, around $4 to $6 per spring. It can add up, especially if you're not sure what spring to use. You can kind of have a one-size-fits-all option to go between the power levels you want. It also has a stock that is adjustable by unscrewing the screws and moving the butt plate back and forth, or you could take off the entire stock as well and run more of like a skewer speed platform. Overall, the multi-tool is a really versatile platform. You can configure it to whatever you'd like. Some people like to try different things, or some people want a blaster that can either be pump action or bolt action or have lots of different options. And the best feature of the multi-tool is the front portion. You can swap out your barrel types in the field without any tools. And so if you're looking for a versatile blaster that can kind of do it all, but also have the competitive benefit of the volume of a Talon Claw and being able to use the same spring as a Talon Claw, you have Talon Claw performance in a platform that's more versatile. I saw the multi-tool. What did I find it on? I think it might have just been, I was scrolling through Etsy and I literally just saw the multi-tool STL files and I thought it looked pretty cool. And so I looked at it, I put it on my list of things to build, contacted a designer. He said, yeah, you could probably license it, no problem. So I put it together, and literally in one day, I was able to put it together and get it functional with just prints on our draft mode just to see how it would work. And it's already hitting that 230, 250 FPS range with a reasonably weak spring, and the air seal isn't even perfect. So this prototype model here, this is pre-production version. The final version will have other updates that we're working with DoughtinatorDesigns to make. And those updates will just be a quality of life thing, with like brass heat inserts and better fits and tolerances for Imperial hardware. Because these in the UK, the original design is metric hardware, which is fine. We can source that. But for people who may already have some of the Imperial hardware and kind of want to put together their own build, we thought it'd be nice to offer an Imperial version. It does use V3 Talon Claw or V4 Talon Claw priming bar, so a lot of the hardware is the same. Talon Claw plunger tube, so you have the same pull, the same prime, and the same volume as a Talon Claw, if not a little more, because we actually had to cut a Talon Claw plunger down for it to fit. This was the default plunger, about a 1/4 inch shorter, so you actually get more compression out of this guy, so you get a little more volume, matter of fact, out of the pump action full length version of the multi-tool. So the multi-tool is also has quick takedown with just 2 screws on the bottom, and then on the side you can take it into 2 halves like a lot of builds like the Talon Claw. You can also swap those for thumb screws if you'd like. So an easy quick takedown there. You could potentially use takedown pins like the Unicorn. You can get more rigidity for a heavier spring with the screw ports in the bottom as well, but I haven't had any problems yet. Even with running, 10 to 12 to 14 kg, K25, not necessary to have all the extra support, but it is a nice option to have if you want a robust build. So this thing actually uses less hardware than an SBL and less hardware than a Talon Claw. And so overall, if you have a printer, this is a really good build because the hardware cost is cheap. The prints are really easy. They print it again on a draft mode, just threw it on the printer, hit go, and nothing really failed, give us any problems. It also has a lot of cool built-in features on the printing that DoughtinatorDesigns did a great job on, the small things here and there. This is with a 10 7/8 Talon Claw barrel. This is a 16-inch barrel, and he has an extended shroud as well if you want max power. You can also switch it for basically a nub and not a shroud, where then you can switch out the barrels on the fly, where you just put it in, twist it, and then you can fire different types of barrels, like a triple elite shotgun barrel, of course a single elite barrel, and these look really cool for the style points there. And of course, mega, rival, whatever else you want to put on the end. You have your single shot front muzzle load barrel. It is not like the XE. It is not multiple mag well fed. It's just Talon mags only. So you have a competitive blaster, but when you need to, you can fire other rounds as well. If you're playing in a competitive game and you want 200 to 250 feet per second performance, you can run this setup, and then say next week you have an HVZ game or something like that, you can easily take off the shroud and use the same blaster in a completely different event and still be okay with being able to change your play style. A lot of blasters, while they may be able to do the same thing, like the FDL, Momentum, or any adjustable flywheel blaster, they're all still semi or full auto flywheel blasters at the same, form factor or the same system. So this system you can change, so you can do bolt action, pump action, shoot different ammo, so you have a lot of options. We'll make a chart where you can see all of the options summed up, and it's really cool that DoughtinatorDesigns, a new name in the hobby, would be able to create something so versatile that no one else has done before. And so he's also made some really good content as far as video assembly guides and a picture guides on how to put together some really high quality content on the STL downloads. And also he is really open with getting suggestions and feedback from the community on how to make it better. He's really, from what we can tell, is committed to the design in making improvements, and he's committed to design instead of like a one-off design, which is really nice. So if you're looking to get a new blaster, this one might be one for you, because it's basically a Talon Claw or an SBL with the problems that I've had worked out. That is the Multitool.